Christening, the latest addition to our fleet, a beautiful Sykes double here. And we're going to be paying a tribute to Coach Susan Herman.
Yay! Woo!
Susan Herman, whose life as a coach, mentor, and friend has impacted and enriched many of our lives and has played a tremendous role in building WBC to what we've become today. Susan has so many friends here at WBC, within the rowing community overall, downriver and more broadly.
We love you.
And I'm so glad to see some of her friends and a number of her family members are here with us today.
No,
Right.
no, you're going to get more embarrassed.
The purchase of this boat was made possible by the incredibly generous contribution of one WBC member who wished to remain anonymous, and so he, she will. But this person wished to show their gratitude to Susan and what she had done for the club and for him. Him, her, his, or she, yeah. So this gift was granted to WBC with the sole stipulation that the boat be named after Coach Susan Herman. And the WBC board graciously is welcomed and honored that stipulation. So we're gathered here to christen this boat in honor of Susan, a coach, friend, mentor, and guiding spirit. And all who have been graced by her presence and had the good fortune of calling her coach and friend. So with me up here is Vice President Steve McChesney, who will say a few words about Susan, and then we'll turn it over to Keith Lobesser, our captain, who will then walk us through the ceremony. So, Steve?
Good evening, everybody. First, I want to welcome Susan, especially here, as well as her family and friends who showed up, especially her son Ryan and her sister Carol. It's always great to see them. Last year, when we named the new quad George Herman in honor of Susan's late father, we talked a lot then about Mr. Herman's qualities that Susan and her family remembered in him. His kindness and generosity, his patience and integrity, and his gift of good humor and true friendship. All these qualities have been inherited in abundance by Susan. A few things about her rowing background. She began rowing a few short decades ago in 1989 at the University of Texas in Austin, and she has never left the sport. After years of competing from the novice to the elite levels in sculling and sweep boats, she transitioned into coaching, first at Lower Merion High School, and then in 1996, she coached intermediate and senior scullers for Vesper Boat Club, then spent 4 years at the college level, at Drexel, and then at the University of Pennsylvania. She took a brief hiatus from coaching to raise her son Ryan, but soon enough was back on the water, coaching at Shipley for a season, and then in 2002 she joined Germantown Academy, where she served as head coach for 12 years, guiding city and national champions among the many, many young men and women that she introduced to the sport and developed into rowers.
Turn page.
In 2010, she joined WBC as head coach of the Masters Rower program and continued in this role till the early part of last spring. During her time as WBC's Masters coach, she played an instrumental role in the development also of the junior program and helped to nourish its expansion to its current state. Last year, in the spring of 2017, a minor accident caused a significant concussion that forced her to suspend her coaching career. Still, she remains a beloved part of the White Marsh family, and we all look forward to the time when she will be back on the river with us.
Yay! Woo!
The spirit of White Marsh's Masters program is largely attributed to Susan, to her patience and inclusivity, and to her love of the sport. and her belief that masters rowing is first and foremost fun. She's truly loves coaching at all levels and encourages all to achieve their goals. She works as carefully and lovingly with nervous, uncoordinated first-timers as with experienced champion sweepers and scullers. She believes, and has made us all believe, that there's a place in this sport for everybody, and she's created a fun and challenging program in which every level of rower can improve and learn to love the sport as she does. The naming of the boat, the Susan Herman, is a fitting way to show our love and appreciation for all that she has been to us and given to us. Keith Wobiser will now do the christening, and we invite Susan to come down and join us for this.
Yay.
Ryan, can you come down too?
John, don't get in the way, John.
All right, good evening, everybody. All right, to christen is the Greek word for anoint. To christen a boat is the ancient ritual intended to assure that the new boat and its name are accepted by the gods of the sea. Poseidon in classical Greece, Neptune in Rome, who will bring good fortune and safe passage to all who row or sail her upon or travel upon her. Champagne has been used in modern times to signify celebration and a precious gift of mortals to anoint the vessel. We shall pour some over the bow, and some into the river to please the gods, we need it today, and spirits who abide there. The rest is shared among the gathered friends. The bell is rung to signal the benediction of the gods. A branch of green leaves and flowers are on the deck of the boat as an offering of life and beauty to the gods. And finally, a brief poem or prayer is recited that captures the spirit of the boat and the occasion. So, everybody can follow along on their script here. I'll try and do it justice. For thousands of years, we've gone to the river and the sea. We have crafted vessels to carry us, and we have called them by name. These boats will speed us through perilous waters, hard times, and life's fierce races. And as they nurture and care for us in a maternal way, we affectionately call them she. To them, the boats and rowers of the past, we toast and ask to celebrate the Susan Herman.
To the river, rowers of yesterday, to Susan Herman. Here, here.
Take a sip.
Susan, you need to pour some wine on the bow.
Champagne.
To change. Sorry.
Give her a bottle.
Yeah. Drink it.
Give her a Give her a bottle. Give her a bottle. Yes. No, not that stuff.
Raise glasses. Okay.
Cheap stuff.
All right. The moods of the river are many, from tranquil to violent.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
You get Kmart one?
We ask that this shall be given the strength to carry on. Not yet. Not yet. I skipped the page. And that her keel is strong and sleek, and it will keep out the pressures of the water and avoid the hazards of the river.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
All right. To the river. To the rowers. Hey. To the rowers. Herman. Today we come to name this boat Susan Herman and send her to the river to be cared for and to care for the White Marsh family of rowers. We ask the rowers of old and the mood of the God that is the sea and the spirits of the river to accept Susan Herman as her name, to help her through her passages and to help her to return with her cruise safely and triumphantly.
To the river, to the rowers of tomorrow, to the Susan Herman.
We name thee Susan Herman. May all who row her do so with maximum effort, minimum trouble, and unlimited love for the sport. All right.
Now she gets
Round the world and home again. That's the rower's way. Faster, faster, faster. There's no earthly way of knowing which direction we are going. There's no knowing where we're rowing or which
God,
way
I
the
hope
river's
there is.
flowing. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is a hurricane blowing? Not a speck of light is showing. Still, the rowers keep on rowing, and they're certainly not showing any signs that they're slowing.
All right. That's okay. 3 cheers for the Susan Herman.
Hip hip! Hooray! 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 Woo! Cheers!
Hey, never had a desire.
Okay, so thank you, Captain Steve, and thank you, Dean Winchester, for that beautiful script, and
Let's eat.
thank you, Ryan, for the poem. Susan, would you like to say a few things?
I'm standing between the tents. I don't have anything. Nope. Oh, excuse me. I'd rather have a megaphone. I've been on this campus since Ryan was 18 months old.
Wow.
This is home. You guys have made me cry tonight, which is probably not a bad thing, but I consider, particularly the people, there's a lot of faces I don't know, but the ones I do know, I consider to be family. And I don't even know what to say. Thank you.
We love you.
Love you, Susan!
So nice.
Nice job. Flowers are cute. All right, so just a few more comments. So Susan's taught many WBC members how to row, and as a result has enriched many of our lives. She left behind a pretty big void that has taken us as a club a fair amount of time to recover from. And I was thinking about this earlier today as I was preparing to speak to you today. And you know, I have a 17-year-old son, and I was thinking, in many ways, we rowers at WBC were unknowingly spoiled by Susan. We became that teenager who finally grows up and appreciates what their parents did for them.
It's the truth.
Coaching masters is hard. Not many people have the temperament to do so. Susan is
The best.
by far amazing. Thank you, Susan. We love you and we miss you.
Here, here. Woohoo!
So this ends the christening ceremony. I want to thank everyone for joining us to honor Susan. For any of you who have been moved by the ceremony, by the enthusiasm of the juniors and the master members of this community, and the overwhelming sense of WBC overall, please note we will continue to wholeheartedly accept any and all future donations, whether or not. And if you have someone that you would like to honor in the rowing community, or just someone you know and love, what a nice way to do so, by naming a boat. Happy to help you. So let's all enjoy the Crab Fest and the auction raffle. A few announcements I'm supposed to make before from Laura. So first of all, I just want to recognize
It was a surprise.
Laura
until
Roberts, who
last week.
did a tremendous amount of work coordinating this, and a small army of her social events committee that has helped pull this together. I think they've done an amazing job with all of the raffles, etc. So tonight there's a silent auction. There's a number of items that you'll find inside. There is a 50-50 raffle, and I think there are some of our junior rowers over here who will be walking around selling.
You like the way it was done? So good.
There's individual raffle items, which you can buy tickets for over here by the juniors as well as t-shirts.
Yeah.
And then there's crabs and lots to drink. So the one thing that, oh by the way, 8:30 is the witching hour for when all auctions stop. So you have to get your tickets in or your numbers down before 8:30. One last thing, so Laura wanted to point out that there was a recent study that was done. Apparently, exercising alone helps to make you live longer, but apparently exercising with socially or together with friends helps you live even longer. So eat, drink, be merry, and
Work those elbows.
Thank you again for coming. Good night.